fired Sam Altman. And Greg Brockman, who is also the co-founder, has resigned from the company because Sam Altman is fired. And in this video, I wanted to get into the details of what I know. I don't want to be like a rumor video. I wanted to share the details about what is happening, like why I find certain things do not add up. First of all, OpenAI last night, depending upon where you are, announced a leadership transition. And it very clearly said in this document that Mr. Altman's departure follows a deliberative review process by the board, which concluded that he was not consistently candid with his communications with the board, hindering its ability to exercise its responsibility. The board no longer has confidence in his ability to continue leading OpenAI. This statement comes like literally a day after OpenAI CEO, like then CEO Sam Altman, was giving speech representing the company. So a lot of people were speculating like how this could have happened. So now, before we move forward, like I wanted to give you a picture of what is the board. Like, what is a board? Is it like John Wick high table? So the board, OpenAI's board of director, consists of OpenAI chief scientist Ilya Sutskever, who is probably the one who staged this coup, like if you want to call it a coup. Independent directors, Quora CEO Adam D. Angelo. Now, this statement actually says Quora CEO, but I'll have an extra insight for you in a short while. Tech entrepreneur Tasha McCauley and Georgetown Center for Security Emerging Technologies, Helen Toner. So this Tasha is supposedly like a Hollywood actor's wife, and this is some the safety related person. So this is the OpenAI board, but there were two other members from OpenAI board previously that was there. That is Sam Altman and Greg Brockman. So Greg Brockman was made to be, or like stepped down from the role of the chairman of the board, like he was a chairman, and at this point the board said that he would remain reporting to the CEO, who is now Mira Murati. So this is the scene. So Sam was kicked out of the board. Sam was kicked out of his CEO position, and Greg Brockman at that point was said that he will remain in his position in the company but will not be the chairman of the board. For the record, Sam Altman and Greg Brockman were the founding members of OpenAI. Like, so they were like literally one of the founding members, and this is like some Steve Jobs kind of story where the board decided to fire Sam Altman primarily because Sam Altman was not, at least the board felt that he was not candid with the board, consistently candid. So it may not have been like one time or two time, but it may not have been. But now what happened after that is that Greg Brockman mentioned that he's stepping down from the role because Sam Altman is fired. So not just from the board, but he's also leaving the company OpenAI, that because Sam Altman is fired. And this is how he actually described how the events unfolded. And to be honest, like it's pretty wild. It's like, watching the Silicon Valley series. It's almost like Richard from Pied Piper getting fired. It's pretty wild stuff. So, the thanking, all these kind of things. So how did this event unfold? Last night, Sam got a text from Ilya, who's again like the one who staged the coup here. And again, I'm not speaking any side. Like, I'll tell you my opinion, what I think about this entire thing. But anyways, Ilya staged the coup, asking to talk at noon. Sam joined a Google Meet, and the whole board except Greg was there. And for some strange, weird reason, this is all in third person. So Greg is the one who is tweeting this, and Greg was referred to as Greg. So that's another weird thing. Ilya told Sam that he was being fired and that the news was going to go out very soon. At 12:19, Greg got a text from Ilya asking for a quick call. And at 12:23 p.m., Ilya sent a Google Meet link. Greg was told that he was being removed from the board. Greg is being removed, but was vital to the company and would retain his role as an employee. That Sam had been fired. Around the same time, OpenAI published the blog post which we just discussed. As far as we know, the management team was made aware of this shortly after, other than Mira, who found out the other night, like who supposedly became the CEO now, who was a CTO before. The outpouring support has been really nice and thank you, but please do not spend any time being concerned. We'll be fine. Greater things coming soon. Now, I don't, before I get into any of these things, like Google Meet, like that's the weird stuff. Like Microsoft has been the biggest partner, biggest investor, computation provider, highest, like the biggest user of OpenAI, and Sam Altman and Greg Brockman getting fired on Google Meet. I don't know. Like if I'm Satya, I would first of all ask what the heck OpenAI is doing with Microsoft partnership. That's one thing. The second thing is this getting fired over Google Meet. It's like up in the air movie, so it's a weird stuff. Like I cannot believe that they actually did this thing. Whatever, like until it is like some the scandal or something. I don't feel it's okay to fire somebody like this who has been like really really valuable to the company, who built the company. But I can understand why they might have taken this decision, and there are a lot of speculations about it as well. So Ilya is their chief scientist. Like Ilya is quite a popular figure again, like who's been in the open source community for a very long, not the open source, deep learning community for a very long time. Ilya, let's copy his name so that I don't make a mistake. Ilya, Ilya, where is Ilya's name? Ilya. Yeah, Ilya Sutswaker. So you would see like he's been a very popular name. I've seen a couple of podcasts from him, and he has been like a really strong person in the deep learning community. In fact, like you can see, he's made several contributions to the field of deep learning. He's the co-inventor of AlexNet, which is like one of the first the neural network architectures that became like a very big deal. And you can see like he spent part of time in Soviet Union, then family migrated to Israel, and a lot of other things. And Ilya has been the one who's like, I want to create like a super intelligence thing, I want to create a super alignment. And he in 2023 he announced that he will co-lead the super alignment project. Like that's something that we covered on this channel. Like when super intelligence comes in like about like 4 years, they want to also have super alignment. Now, I can understand from Ilya's perspective, like OpenAI was created as a non-profit. Like non-profit means they're supposed to do something good for the society without expecting any profit. Like Khan Academy is a very good example. So Khan Academy doesn't push products to make money. They make money, but still it's a non-profit, and they always try to help the company and they get funding and all these kind of stuff. With OpenAI, it has been pretty weird because like Elon Musk was there, part of the founding team. Elon Musk was then later on kicked out or asked to leave, and Elon Musk has been quite critical about it. And OpenAI itself is not open in a lot of sense. They opened until GPT-2. They have got like Whisper, even the latest Whisper, but GPT-3, GPT-4, and Sam Altman has been like openly against open models very recently. Like he's made fun of releasing models. He has equated open models to nuclear weapons in some of the podcasts and interviews that he has given. So this is the scene, and I can understand why Ilya might have thought that OpenAI is diverging from this path that they set on to build AGI that could help humanity. And sometime back, Ilya also had like this tweet that actually said like anybody who puts let me get you the tweet. So if you see this, so on 6th, Ilya had tweeted saying, if you value intelligence above all other human quality, you are going to have a bad time. And on 16th, like before this entire event unfolded, so Sam Altman proclaims, when he was representing the company and giving talk 4 times in the history of OpenAI. The most recent time was in the last couple of weeks. I've gotten to be in the room where we push the veil of ignorance back and the frontier of discovery forward. Getting to do that is the most or the professional honor of a lifetime. So yeah, this is how it is. So I can understand from Ilya's perspective, a company that was created as a non-profit, and it is not doing any non-profit. And I personally have been like quite critical of OpenAI on this channel multiple times. I appreciate their efforts. They are pushing the frontier of AI like to the front. I would say like we wouldn't be talking about LLMs and AI as much as had it been not for OpenAI and ChatGPT and all the things that they do. Lot of developers build stuff on top of it, but there are some speculations that during Dev Day they also announced that revenue sharing and a lot of push of new products were towards making more money than actually going towards AGI and AGI safety. So this is the reason, like they have said, like why they have been fired. And another weird stuff, Sam Altman tweeted that if I start going off, the OpenAI board should go after me for the full value of my shares. This tweet is pretty popular at this point, but very strangely, Sam Altman very publicly, I think in front of US Senate, mentioned that he doesn't own any equity in OpenAI and he does this job only because he loves this job. So what is the share that he's talking about that they'll go after? I don't have any clue. And all these things, like what I was interested in is, I was interested in What Andrei Karpathy is going to do? Andrei Karpathy is has not said anything except that liked Greg Brockman's tweet, liked Sam Altman's tweet, and liked a meme where everybody is like literally looking at because Twitter has been like pretty wild for the last many hours. So it almost seems like Andrei Karpathy is kind of like aligned with the Sam and Greg team. Even though Andrei Karpathy is somebody I respect a lot, like he's been like pro open source. Even while being at OpenAI, he has made a lot of open source contribution. He has supported open projects. He has praised Llama 2. He has done a lot of pretty good open source stuff. So I have a lot of respect for Andrei Karpathy. So what? Yeah, it's pretty wild. And also as part of this, that there are three senior researchers, Jakub Sisman and Alexander has resigned from OpenAI's role following Sam Altman's ouster. So it almost seems like Sam had a team and Ilya had a team. They had like a lot of disagreements, and finally Ilya's team decided to oust Sam Altman, and they didn't even update their page about our structure. It still says the Greg Brockman is chairman and president, Sam Altman is the CEO, and Ilya Sutskever chief scientist, and non-employees Adam D'Angelo. Now coming to Adam D'Angelo, who is supposedly mentioned as the independent director, Quora CEO. Adam D'Angelo is not only the Quora director. So OpenAI has got a very powerful competitor user who has a lot of LLM related stuff, not necessarily like a competitor. They at the end of the day use OpenAI. It's called Poe. We have covered Poe on this channel, and Poe also has like a bot network. It has got a marketplace. It has got revenue sharing. Like remember, it has got revenue sharing. It has a bot network. It's almost similar like what GPTs were supposed to do. Like OpenAI launched GPTs during Dev Day, and you get to see only Sam Altman, nobody else. And Poe is kind of like there is a conflict of interest, and they've got Poe's CEO and founder Adam D'Angelo on the board, which kind of like voted against Sam Altman. That is one weird stuff. The second weird stuff in all these things is, okay, OpenAI board decided to fire Sam Altman because he was pushing for profitability, which means he wanted to make a lot of money, and they didn't like it. They wanted AGI, understandable. Ilya wanted AGI, understandable. Maybe Helen wanted safety, understandable. Now, what is Microsoft doing here? So, OpenAI CEO and also Satya Nadella, after this incident, reassured that Microsoft's commitment and partnership with OpenAI. If I know that Microsoft is giving compute to OpenAI, but what is Microsoft getting in return if not profit? Microsoft is not a non-profit. Microsoft is investing in OpenAI because they wanted to make money, and OpenAI is giving them that moat, that money. OpenAI APIs other than on OpenAI is available only on Microsoft Azure, which we recently saw. So Microsoft is the biggest winner of OpenAI in terms of their investment, in terms of the PR that they've got, in terms of the API access, in terms of everything that they've got in return. So Microsoft, after firing Sam Altman, both Microsoft, which is Satya Nadella, and Mira, who's CEO of OpenAI, reassured their partnership, which doesn't make sense to me at all. Like if you say that I want to be non-profit, if you say that I want to focus on AGI, then you don't have to have GPT-4 API. You don't have to have it in a sandbox inside Microsoft Azure. You don't have to have any of those stuff. That's one thing. The second thing is Microsoft being one of the biggest investors. First of all, I was told that no investor was like they were notified about this happening. Like there are a lot of investors, except board, nobody knew it. The strangest stuff is Microsoft doesn't have a member on board. How is it that Microsoft is biggest benefiter of it? Microsoft has one of the biggest investment and they don't have anybody on the board. Again, like pretty wild stuff. So where it is at this point of recording, we know that Greg Brockman is out, Sam Altman is out, bunch of other AI scientists are out. Andrei Karpathy still seems to be in the team, building a kind of Jarvis, OpenAI. There is no change, and kind of liking these things. So we don't know what is going to happen in this thing. And like I said, like I have a lot of principal conflicts with Sam Altman and OpenAI, the way they went in the direction, especially given that they are a non-profit. But I think what happened here, it's pretty painful. Like for anybody, like it's like what I've seen on Silicon Valley, the series. Pied Piper CEO Richard getting fired. It's almost like on a Google Meet. That's quite painful. But I'm slightly on the other side. I'm happy that if Sam Altman is going to start another AI company, I think it's good. It's good. We have more competition. I was concerned that OpenAI is going to be this next Google of AI, and if there is going to be like a strongest competitor of OpenAI, because I know for sure VCs are going to pour heck a lot of money in whatever Sam Altman is going to do next, because he has shown the world what ChatGPT could do. He has shown the world what under his leadership it could do. Even though he's not the AI guy, like Ilya is the chief brain, but Sam Altman actually got the contacts, networks, government, and all these things. So VCs are going to venture capitalists are going to put a lot of money into whatever Sam Altman is going to do next. So it's kind of a good thing for the free market and marketplace. And yeah, I think Elon Musk is like probably laughing somewhere behind the scenes, and maybe feeling happy about it. But I don't like Grok as well. Like Grok doesn't seem like doing anything. But yeah, he seems to be like happy at this point, because he didn't openly mention anything, but I guess like he'll be really happy because of his difference of opinion that he had with Sam Altman and all the other things. Anyways, this is pretty wild and weird for even Silicon Valley, and everybody seems to be have been shocked. And this is my opinion about what is happening, and I presented some facts with you. Let me know in the comment section what do you feel about this entire thing. But truly, I feel sad for Sam Altman, like what happened to him, despite all the differences that I have principally. And whatever he is going to start next, I think it's going to be pretty wild. And it'd be very interesting to see the direction OpenAI is going to go take, and what they're going to do for AGA and super alignment. See you in another video. Happy prompting.